on this computer.
Scott, Michelle says she cannot come in. Michelle Westerhuis.
Okay. Has she got the password, which is password?
Yeah? Maybe you have to let her in. Sorry.
People are coming in. If I can see her name, Michelle, I'm just letting everybody in who comes in, okay? There's still people coming through. So, first of all, can I see it? I can only see a few faces. Well, I know these faces, so I've seen their faces. Who enjoyed their nice paycheck from January? Hey, hey, how awesome's this? Hey, come on. We've got a man on the call. How's it going, Gary? Give me a wave, Gary. Hey, nice to have you here, Gary. We got recruiting rockstar Holly Bradford on. 3 recruits this month. Well done, Holly. Okay, that's it. I hope everyone enjoyed that. So, wow, how quick, sorry, here's me faffing around here. How quick did that awesome month go? I can't believe how fast this year's going. We are 6 weeks into our new year. And how awesome is this Scentsy business at the moment? I just want to give you guys, I've seen some awesome leaders' paychecks today, well, in the last few hours. And the 4 people are going to speak. We've got Danny, we've got Tash today, we've got Lisa, and we've got Amy. And I will tell you, unfortunately, Sarah couldn't make it today, even though she's watching, but she has to attend something. All these 4 people, let's include Sarah, all these 5 people I have worked with for about some 12 months, some 18 months, some only 9 months, but you know, that's because they wouldn't speak to me for a few years. Some even longer. And they're all different, okay? They all have different ability, different talents, different skills, but one thing every single one of them has in common is they all work hard. Yeah, they're all driven and they all work hard. And that is kind of like, to me, that's kind of like the flour in a pancake. Yeah, that is the main ingredient. I made that on the top of my head, so I really hope flour is the main ingredient in a pancake, okay? That is the main ingredient to success in this business, is hard work and hunger and determination. So if you want to achieve great things in 2021, that is one of the tools you need. Yeah. No, there's not many. There's really not many. This is why this business is such a success. And these days with technology and, you know, there's lots of distractions out there. That's what I'm trying to say. There's lots of distractions. So it's even easier to become successful. If you work hard, if you commit, and if you become coachable and take things on board, you will become successful, I promise you, and be consistent with those actions. So this lady, we're on what, the 9th of the month, and I'm going to give her a bit of a, you know, we're rub her ego up a bit. She didn't hit 2,000 PRV on the 9th of the month. She hit it on the 7th of the month. And you know what? I don't know about you lot, but I want to know how. So let's ask her how she got 2,000 PRV in the first 7 days of February. Here is Tash Day. Asked to unmute. She's on mute, and I will mute myself.
Hi guys. Okay, so for those of you that don't know me, I am Tasha Day, star director. Oh, I'm jumping ahead there. Superstar director. That's you keep telling me, Scott. Not even star director, director of Team Scent with Love and Sparkles. So I'm just going to talk to you for a few minutes about how I, as Scott said, have already hit 2,000 PRV. That's nowhere near where I will be at the end of the month, believe me. But just to kind of give you a little bit of perspective on things, February last year, over the whole month of February, I finished the month on 1,192 PRV. So obviously already, just 1 year later, you can see, so I'm actually on 2,103 PRV as we speak at the moment, with another order due to go in on Thursday. So, how have I got there? How did I do that? So I basically, obviously what I'm going to tell you now is how I have hit that. I am really conscious that I repeatedly tell my team that everybody does things their own way. So just because this is how I've done it, I'm not telling you now that that's what you have to do. This is how I have achieved that. And obviously, if any of the bits that any of the sort of things that I've used can help you guys, then please do use them. So what did I do? Obviously it was the new catalogue, was launched on the 1st of February. Sorry, I've just put some hand cream on, so that's why I'm rubbing my hands continuously. Obviously the new catalogue came out on the 1st of February. I start every single month with the same aim, that on the 1st of the month, I will put an order in for a minimum of 500 PRV. I go for that 500 PRV minimum on the 1st of the month. This month I smashed that, but that's beside the point. Every single month, that is my goal. As soon as the first hits, I will put an order in for 500 PRV minimum, so that I know that regardless, I've hit my PRV goal. Well, no, it's not my goal, sorry. To hit title, I'll rephrase that. To hit title, obviously, once you get to lead or above, you need to have a minimum of 500 PRV. So I always go for that on the 1st to make sure that I've always got that. So what did I do? This month, there was quite a few things I did actually, and it's all about preparation and leading up to it. I think it was about the 18th of January, we all had access to the consultant kits for the new catalogue, for the new products, the new waxes and things like that. They are absolutely gold. I can't stress enough how much having access to those kits really does help you kick off a new catalogue in particular. Obviously, we don't have like a kit each month to buy for the following month, but in particular for a new catalogue, those kits are like consultant gold. If you're going to invest in anything for your business, always, always, always make sure you invest in those the month before, obviously, when we get access to them. It is an investment. It's not an outlay. Obviously, it is an outlay, but it's not an outlay. It's a massive investment into your business, and it makes the world of difference, believe me. So obviously, purchased those kits as soon as I could. When they came through, I literally made everything I possibly could from those kits into samples. So I made, I don't know how easy it is to see these, I made these little felt sample packs for all the 10 new waxes, the complete brand new ones. Obviously, for a lot of you that possibly have joined since August, when the autumn winter catalogue was out, there will be more than 10 new fragrances that you will have kind of been introduced to. But I just did the 10 complete brand new ones that were on as part of that kit that we had access to. So I made these little packs, and they were dead simple. I made about 40 or 50 of them out of the 10 bars that we got in that kit. And I kind of made it sound like they were a big deal. I didn't just give them out to absolutely everybody and anybody. I gave those to sort of like my 40 most loyal VIP customers, I suppose you could give them. I built that excitement and made them feel special with it. Following on from that, I actually gave those select customers the opportunity to purchase 6 bars, so I'll get my words out in a minute, 6 wax bar bundle of those 10 fragrances for a discounted price on the 1st, only if they'd placed their order by the 31st. So it gave them a little bit of something. That didn't cost me a thing, because I managed to use obviously my host credits and my half price credits to be able to subsidise that. So they all thought, well, they were getting a deal, because obviously with the 6 bars, they're buying 5 and getting 1 free anyway. And I just knocked another couple of quid off that. And it really, really kind of made them feel special. It made them feel valued. And I had a huge order just on those wax bars alone. Obviously, I also was fairly confident that these 10 bars were going to be in stock and not sold out. So I didn't need to consult the stock list to check that everything was in stock beforehand, because I was fairly confident that at 10 AM on that Monday morning, they were going to be there. Obviously, Safari Sunset did sell out really quickly, but that wasn't one of my 10, so we were all good. So yeah, that was one thing that I did to kind of make sure that I'd got one solid order ready for Monday morning. It was all done via obviously one-to-one messaging to make sure it stayed compliant. It wasn't something I advertised at all on social media. I didn't even say I've got a wax special, because I wanted it to be kept very much for those customers that I had chosen, so to speak, to again make them feel valued. With the new catalogue and the build up to the new catalogue, and again, I'm well aware that everybody does things very differently. And I know that from a lot of my team, I had people saying, oh, somebody else is sharing sort of earlier on in the month. I didn't share anything from the from the new catalogue pretty much until I think I put my first couple of teasers on the Saturday and the Sunday, but I didn't actually share the new catalogue with my customer group until the first of the month. I kept conversations going behind the scenes, obviously in messages, and I built the excitement that way, but I pretty much kept everything off. By doing that, I knew that once I introduced these new wonderful products to what I class as my wider customer group, I was gonna get sales for the rest of the month because I'd kept it select. It didn't affect my end of January sales at all. I did do a little bit of a special for anybody that ordered on my end of month order. So I always put an order through on the last day of the month. So I had an order go through on 31st of January. And just to give that little bit of an incentive for them to, obviously, as most of you will know, customers, once they place their order, they don't tend to order anything else again until they've received that order. Obviously, we all have the odd one or two that kind of just goes, oh yeah, I'll have something this week, or oh yeah, next order I'll get something. But on the whole, we tend to find that the customers wait to receive that order before they place an order for anything else. To try and get that momentum rolling, anybody that placed an order on my end of month order on the 31st, I did offer them a small discount on a repeat order for the first. So literally for the next day. And that was again done on a one-to-one message. It was literally a 5% or a 10%, I can't remember, depending on what it was. And I had an awful lot of customers repeat order literally for the next day. So that was another thing that I did. What else did I do? Okay, my customers absolutely love mystery bags. I know that they are not successful for everybody. It is something that has taken me a long time to build up that trust, in that my customers trust what I'm going to put in them. But I found they were absolutely huge on this occasion, leading up to the new catalogue. I didn't give any indication whatsoever what was going to be in those mystery bags. The reason I did that was because obviously I didn't know what stock was going to go. So it was a case of, if I kept it a complete mystery, I've got complete flexibility over what goes into those mystery bags. So there is no panic or going, oh my God, I was supposed to have this in it and that's sold out, or that's not come into stock, or whatever it might be. It was a complete surprise. So I advertised my mystery bags only the day before. I think actually it might have been the Saturday evening, to be fair, but literally 48 hours maximum before the first. Again, I didn't want to jeopardise my end of month sales, and I'd already done a January mystery bag. But I advertised the mystery bags, and all I literally said was the whole contents of those mystery bags will be new products. They will be something completely from the new catalogue. I didn't say any more. I gave them the option of a £30 bag. I was quite keen in my head. I wanted to add in some of the more expensive products. So I did do them at a kind of like, what I class as a reasonable price. I also knew that I'd got host credits to use, so I knew I had that as a backup. But I advertised them at £30 and gave them the option of an upgrade to £40. And I sold on that Sunday, the day before, I actually sold 28 of those mystery bags. So that literally was in that 24-hour period. Because people knew there was a short deadline and it was a Sunday, which helped massively, because I don't know about you guys, but Sunday is the day where my customers tend to shop most with me. So it's a day that I really tend to sort of something that I want them to experience. So yeah, on that Sunday, 28 mystery bags. I would probably say of those 28, I haven't got it in front of me, but I'd say probably 12 or 13 of them upgraded to the £40 bag as well. So it was a really, really good. It did take me all night on the Sunday to then sit and work out how I was going to do it and what I was going to put in them, but that's beside the point with the playing around on the workstation. So yeah, that was absolutely massive for me on this occasion. I don't tend to do a mystery bag ready for the first. That was purely because it was new, a new catalogue, but it, like I say, worked really well this time. The other thing that I offered that is not, again, not because it was a new catalogue, but something that don't laugh here, Scott. Something that I've been wanting to implement for quite a little while, but as ever, it takes me absolutely ages to perfect it in my own head before I actually get it out there. So I've been wanting to set up a little bit of a whiff box club just to try and push the whiff box a bit more. Lots of my customers do really like the whiff box, but they're quite sporadic in when they purchase it. So what I wanted to try and do was get the momentum rolling a little bit in terms of the frequency that they were ordering the whiff box. So again, all of this was done completely off public social media. Everything was one-to-one. I've talked about it before, and it's something that I pride myself heavily on. I have very strong relationships with my customers. I do use my customer group, don't get me wrong, but there is an awful lot that people don't see on my customer, a lot on one-to-one message or in my sort of group, broadcast messages and things like that. So the other thing that I found, and again, it was the first month, I was really pleased with the uptake, although I will be growing it without a shadow of a doubt. I set up what I called like a bit of a whiff box club. The only difference with that was they had to get their order in, or they had to commit to the whiff box club before midnight on the 31st of January. And all that is, it's literally nothing different other than they have got a couple of pounds discount because I've put it through on my Scentsy Club, which obviously gives me the half price whiff box, which I know Lisa talked about previously, so I won't go into that. But they are going to get what I've said, a gift with their whiff box. It's not a gift, it's basically, well, it is a gift, but it's basically a sample pack, and it will be a sample pack of new fragrances, the pink cotton washer whiffs, the palm breeze laundry liquid, I don't know yet, but it will just be a sample pack. So again, something to actually intrigue them, and hopefully get them wanting to buy some of those things as well. At the moment, I've got 7 people that have committed to that whiff box club. Again, just from that one day of advertising, I've not particularly promoted that. I think I've put it on my customer group once or twice, but I've not particularly promoted anything to do with that yet. So that also gave me obviously a boost for the first of the month. And that's something that I will continue to have in place for the first of each month. What else have I got here? I'm really conscious that I'm just kind of like rambling at you. I didn't do it this month, obviously, because I had so many other things going on. But something that I do often use for the first of the month, again, and I tend to only sort of push it the day before. Not that I'm trying to lull people into buying things they don't want or anything like that, but I always find that when I give a really short deadline on something, so whether that be a special offer or a little incentive or something like that, people tend to commit to it when it's a short time frame rather than this offer is available all week or something like that. If I say to them, you've literally got until 10 o'clock tonight, for example, to decide if you want this or not, I tend to find I get a bigger uptake on those sorts of things. So some of the things that I've done ready for the first of the month in other months to make sure I've definitely got that 500 PRV absolute minimum on the first, is things like anybody that orders on the day before will get a 10% discount, or they'll get a free scent circle with their order, or wax bar. Again, obviously everything is done off social media, so it's completely compliant, and it's got to be what suits you. I've always got a stash of scent circles or wax bars that I've built up from host credits, so it's never costing me anything, but it means that I know that I've got those guaranteed orders for that first order of the month. And with me being majorly OCD and anal about everything, it really does take the pressure off me a little bit when I know I've put that first order in and got my 500 PRV. I am the worst person for seeing that big fat zero on the first of the month. It doesn't sit well with me at all. I'm sure it doesn't many of you, but I really struggle with it. So as soon as I've got that 500 PRV, I feel like I can breathe a little bit. But obviously no fun until I've got my 2,000 and my 2 recruits, Scott. So yeah, that's pretty much, I think I'm about to run over my time now, and I don't want to do that. So that's pretty much how I am at 2,100 PRV on the 8th, 9th, whatever time day of the month it is.
On the 7th. Just stay with me for 1 second. So tell me, Tash, how many hours a week do you work on your normal job?
I work full time, so 37 and a half.
Okay, how many kids are you homeschooling at the moment?
2 kids, one with additional needs.
Yeah, one with additional needs, yeah?
Yeah.
And a puppy, correct?
And a puppy. I'm crazy.
I'm crazy. So, and you're still doing that PRV? Wow, no excuses there. Love it.
No excuses. We don't do excuses.
No, we can't build a business and make excuses at the same time. Excuses.
Not. That energy being put into making up excuses can be put into finding new customers and teammates, can't it? So
absolutely, absolutely. Thank you very much, Tash. And you've been up since 4:30 this morning too, yeah?
Yeah. Can you see the the cocktail sticks?
Well, I was up at 4:45, and look, I'm looking pretty fresh, you know. So clearly,
well, you've obviously got better makeup than I have. Maybe I should invest in some with that paycheck I've got.
Maybe my makeup, yeah, definitely. I'll get you some of my makeup, yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry, I just cut her off. I didn't mean to cut you off like that. Jeez, sorry. Okay, so next, if you are in this lady's team, and I'm looking to see who's, I know I was speaking to a nice lady earlier from Chorley. Amanda, was it? Where's Amanda? Gemma. If you're in this lady's team, I want you to listen to everything she says on board. Everything she says, take it on board and put it into action. If you feel like, you know, it's a bit of tough love, I want you to love the tough love and keep going forward. If you're not on this lady's team, I want you to listen to her now and take everything on board because she's got some great stuff to share about the host kit, and she needs to make you the host, yeah?
I need to share my screen, please.
Okay, so let me click on your name.
While Scott's doing that, I just want to just to pick up on a couple of things. I could put you in a
waiting room. Oh, that'd be good.
No, I want you to share my screen. But just in terms of what Tash was saying then, everybody, about obviously being active on day one or trying to aim for those goals. In our team, what we do is we do a whiff box challenge on day one. So that is, we've got a little picture of it, and it's basically we've been challenged to sell 8 boxes on day one. And that will get you active. So that will get you 200 PRV as well. So it's a really good way to get active on day one and kind of set yourself up right for the month. So I'll share that post if no one's ever seen it. I'll put that onto Emeralds as well afterwards.
You know what? I've got training tomorrow on getting active on day one. So you just gave me my content. Thank you very much.
Yeah, there you go. You're welcome. I'll put my invoice in the post.
Okay, I think you're the host, yeah?
I think so. Can I share my screen?
Are you on a desktop, yeah?
No, I'm on my iPad.
Can you see the green button which says share screen?
Yeah, it's doing it now.
Okay, I'll mute myself then.
Okay. Not quite sure what it's doing here. You are sharing your screen. Okay, so let me just check in. I hope we're all okay. How's the weather where you guys are? In the UK at the minute, we've got a bit of a storm going on, and we have got snow. So most of us have got snow. It's still snowing quite bad out here at the minute. So let me just try and get this back.
I just love Danny's getting the screen ready chat. She's like a pro radio host.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see the workstation.
I can't see anybody anymore. Okay, cool. Right, so I'm going to talk you through how to use a host kit to get people on board. So I'm not sure if everybody is aware of this, but obviously we've got 2 kits. You've got the full kit, which is £85 or €99 over in region 2. And we've got what we can offer as a host kit. And the amount of people that completely discount this way of recruiting people and getting people on board, it's a no-brainer for me. You know, you've got to make sure that you've got everything set up. And what I love about this is that you're testing somebody's commitment. Now, I've worked in recruitment for a long, long time. And what my biggest thing in recruitment, regardless of what role you're recruiting for, is that you've got to test the commitment of the potential recruit, really to lock them in to that role. So you're testing the commitment of the recruit. They're getting to try out to be a consultant without actually having any investment. And they're also getting a feel for that customer base. So it's kind of, you know, try before you buy, really. And it's a really good way to get people on board. I'm going to quickly run you through how to get a host kit set up and how to flip a party. Because flipping a party as well basically means that recruit is going to earn commission on their very first order. So in effect, they're going to get the kit that they pay for, but they're going to earn it back the month after in commission. And they will also be within touching distance of earning their shooting star, and they will really kickstart for their sensational start as well. So really quickly, this is how you get the host kit if you've never done it before. So you create a party. Now, this is where most people go wrong because they don't set it up properly. On my team anyway. No offense, anybody. So I'm just going to put this as test recruit. I'm hoping that this is working. And this is where you need to put the name of your guest. So I'm going to put in one of my customers in here. Quickly save and move on because you don't want to see her details for GDPR. So she's going to be the host of my party. Now, you can tailor this however you want. You know how the workstation works and setting a party up, I'm guessing. And you want to put on the last day of the month, you can change that. And you can always go back in and edit these as well. So don't ever be afraid of getting these set up and not thinking that it's locked in, because it's not. So there you go, you're done for now. You want to then go back into your party, which is here. And here we are. So I'm going to put some pretend orders in here so you can see how to build up this party order. I will put myself in just for speed more than anything. And this is where we can see what's in stock and what's not. Rainbow, over the rainbow. Who's liking it? I think it's absolutely amazing. I've seen some really mixed reviews about it though. I love it, but I do like disco. So that's, I'm going to put some warmers in there. Is glimmering? Yes. We'll put a couple. I'm literally trying to build an order to show you guys what how easy it is to get this host kit on there. Right, I'll bang a couple of them in as well. If I'm losing anybody, just shout. Really don't care what these are. Just bang them in there. We'll put 5 on there. Right, there we go. So we've now got £655. The reason why I wanted to get it to that is because I always work back from a £605 order. Not sure what that is in region 1 and region 3, but I will always work back from a free shipping qualifying order, because that way I'm not going to pay any postage on the order whatsoever. So that will now give my host, Claire, £98 worth of host credit, and she's collected those orders in. Now all you want to do in here is type host, not hist, and your host kit comes up. You add it in. She's now going to get an email from me and ask me what the hell I'm doing. Thankfully, she is a friend. So here we go. Host exclusives kit was sent to your host. So basically, they've now got 24 hours, ignore me, 24 hours to fill in the provisional form, which they'll get on email to say, there's a party running and the minute it's closed, you will be a Scentsy consultant. So they've used some of their host credits. They can then be gifted all the half price and everything else. And you then want to go to checkout. I'm literally rushing this because I don't want to take too long. Why is it not giving me the option to flip? This isn't what I wanted to do. We seem to have a technical difficulty. Basically, you go to checkout and you should be given the option to flip that party. Yeah?
It won't flip until they've filled out the email.
Oh,
then you
bollocks, yeah, cool. So, sorry, swore. No, apologies, everybody. It won't flip until they fill the email out. That's why they've got to do it in 24 hours. Right, okay. So they would normally fill that email in, and then when you go to checkout, it will tell you that you have got 535 PRV that you can flip. So basically, on their very first order, they have then hit Shooting Star, and they will get their 20% commission on that PRV as well. So it's an amazing way to get people set up and running with their Scentsy business. The brilliant thing about it is they've not actually invested anything. They've tried it out, and if it works, brilliant. If not, they've not lost anything, but you're already in dialogue with them. So you can start to talk to them about if they've not quite got enough orders, it may only cost them £25 for the kit. But what we do is we never, ever give this for free. The reason why we don't do that is because I don't know if anybody else gets really frustrated that when you're in the work from home groups and things on Facebook, and it's always saying must be free, looking for free work from home opportunity. How many times have you had something in life for free and it's paid off? Very, very rarely. So, you know, this is a great way of people, you know, again, trying before they buy. So I'm now going to end my screen. Yes. And hopefully it will take me back to Zoom. You can see that I'm not great with tech doing this. Right, I'm back. So that's how you do it. So obviously when you go to checkout, it will give you the option to flip. Now you don't always have to flip. So you can still get a recruit, to join on that £50 kit without flipping the party. That's just you getting them a kit, which is reduced from the £85. So they're not putting as much investment out there. So they're only actually spending £50 or whatever that is in euros, instead of the full £85. But always try and upsell the kit if you can. But it's a really good way of getting people in without, that massive outlay as well. So that's a good way of doing it. I've done it a number of times. Also, don't forget that it will get you close for them to get to Shooting Star. If you sponsor somebody and they hit Shooting Star, you will get £25 product credit the following month. So on commission day, on payday today, you would get some product credit in your account ledger on Workstation as well. So the more people you recruit and get to Shooting Star, the more £25 you will have in your pot as well. Tasha, how many did you get this month? You got any Shooting Star bonuses?
Sorry, I was on mute. Yeah. No, 5 I had last month.
Yeah, brilliant. So it's a great way. Again, it's product credit that you can then spend. How much does the order have to be to earn a £50 kit? It always has to be on a party. So it's got to be a party order. You can never do it on a individual order. So it's always got to be attached to a party. And it can just be a qualifying party order. So it's £245. But obviously they won't be able to get the kit for free if they do that, because they'll only have £24.50 towards that. But it's, as long as it's a minimum party order at £245, that's how you can offer the £50 kit. And honestly, it's a great way to get people in, and it helps you, because if you get them in, especially if you flip that party, they will then get 25. You will then get the £25 for the sponsor. And they've actually had no kind of massive outlay to join the business either, because that's one of the biggest challenges, I think. Even though, yes, we want to make the investment, we also understand that there's a lot of people at the minute, due to the pandemic, that aren't earning, or they've got reduced incomes and things. And if they're passionate about it, and that they're the right person, if you want to be able to offer them an opportunity to join on less money, then it's a brilliant way to do it, definitely. And the more people you get on board that way, the more your team will build, and the bigger your paycheck is going to be. So I'm a little bit like Tash. This time last year, my January paycheck into Feb wasn't the best. And this January into Feb, it's 5 times more than what I earned last January.
You're stealing my talk on you. I've just pulled up your numbers from last January to this January.
Sorry. I've done my, you should know I do my numbers. I always do my numbers.
I've just pulled them up this second. So this lady here, last January, and I'm giving this example. You did finish that, Danny. I didn't interrupt, did I?
Yeah. No, I'm done. And if anyone has any more questions, just let me know.
So I know there's people on here I'm looking at. Chantal would be one of them, who are working on the Rising Star course. Charlotte, Holly's on here. I don't want to miss anybody out now. So I'm going to go through everybody. Give me a wave if you're on it, if I can't see you. Anyway, so Danny's numbers this time last year were, she sold about 3,400 TWV. So she sold about £5,000 worth of Scentsy products last January. Okay, 1 year later, due to hard work, she didn't just sit back, relax, and enjoy the snow or the lockdown. In 1 year later, her team total is 35,000 in January, GWV, which is around £50,000 of products sold in 1 month. So just a bit of inspiration there for anybody who wants that inspiration. From obviously, I've watched Danny over that year. It's not been an easy year for her. She has other commitments. She's under a restaurant, and we all know what's happening to restaurants at the moment. And she also has a full-time job. But her commitment and hard work has really paid off. So they're the two big words I'd say with Danny: commitment, hard work, and using tactics like this to team build. Yeah. So, and always make sure someone commits. Always meet halfway. Never give away those kits for free. So thank you very much, Danny.
Yeah.
You don't mind making
never close a party without offering it to someone, ever.
Ever. You don't know who's going to take it. You don't mind making me host again, Danny, do you?
How do I do that?
Click on my name or Alexandra's name, and it should say make host, I think. I just want the power back. I just want the power
there you
back.
go. You've got it back. It's all yours.
Oh, I'm feeling good now. Feeling good. Got the power back. Thank you very much, Danny.
Welcome.
Next up, Lisa Lisa, for about 3 or 4 years, sends me these messages. And it doesn't matter when she was a lead consultant or a director, okay? She sends me these messages. Look at this recruiting conversation. Look at this recruiting conversation. This recruit's just joined. This recruit's just joined. And my answer to Lisa is, oh, how did you find them? So I asked, a common answer is, oh, this one came from my sample posts, okay? So I want Lisa to share with you today how she recruits and gets customers from this sample technique she does. I love it. I always see it on a page and always think that's awesome. So she is going to share with you guys now, Lisa.
Hey, so I won't introduce myself because I kind of do that every month. So hopefully you know who I am. And it's really going to be short and sweet because I think I've shared it with you before anyway, but there really isn't much to it. It is super, super simple. So I have brought one. My screen's really glary. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's just in one of, it's got an address on it, so I just need to be careful. It's just one of those packets that I've shown you before that you can get from Amazon. And all I do is I choose one wax bar. So I put up a picture and I make it look really nice and I tell them what it is. And I say, I've got 16 samples to sell and I send them half of a cube. So the reason I do 16 is because in the past I've been free with samples and been like, hey, who wants a sample? Anyone can have a sample. Everyone take a sample. And you just don't get much from it because they're not special. And everyone's like, oh, Lisa gives samples all the time and you don't even have to do anything. So make it special by putting a number on it. So I say 16, so you can cut every cube in half. You don't have to put them into pretty heart shapes or anything like that. Just simply cut it. I have one of these from eBay and it's super, super simple. You can make a really nice graphic from Canva and then you can put a QR code. So think about where you want people to review that sample. So it's quite good for them to do it on your profile because if they're doing it in your closed customer group, you're only advertising to your group that you already have anyway. What you want to do is advertise to the wider community of people that maybe you're not selling to and you're not speaking to, because you want friends of friends of friends of friends to go, oh my gosh, I want one of them. Now, if you just sent half a cube of wax to someone, they'd be like, what is this? So you just need to make it special. So in here, I'll show you what I have. I have a product sheet because you're not going to fit a catalogue in there, business card with QR code on it, and that takes them basically to everywhere. This is Linktree, so they can get to my Scentsy Club, they can get to my website, they can get to my join information just by scanning that. We have the information about the wax. Now I do put on the things that we got sent from head office on the back, the warnings and things, but you can just put the QR code or that leaflet inside if you wish. And then I put this here, which is where I want them to review it. So I strongly recommend that that takes them to your profile so that other people can start seeing it. The little cube, and then this is just the extras. This is the bit they love, the tea bag and the biscuit. Do they love the wax? Yes, they do. And they love reviewing it. But this is what they love the most because they're already expecting to receive the wax. But when you put that little bit of extra in, they're like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. I don't often have to follow up with them before they've messaged me or tagged me and gone, oh my God, I've got this thing from Lisa. So as soon as they've done that, I say to them, that's fantastic. I'm really happy you love it. Would it be okay if I sent you an email about joining the company? And I'll be honest, 9 out of 10 people go, oh yeah, sure, that's fine. And you can still have that conversation with people. So if they say yes, you don't have to straight away throw that email in. You can just be like, oh, have you ever sold anything like Scentsy before? The normal conversation that you have. So the last one of these that I did was the lemon squeeze, and I did that I think maybe a week or 2 ago, and I sold 9 wax bars from that, and I got one lady who joined from having that sample, because when they receive it, it's so fun and they love doing it. They see the feedback that I get and they start to see how simple it is to build this business. So rather than looking and going, oh, I could never do that, they go, oh gosh, that was really easy. She just put out a post that said free samples. People took her up on the offer, and now I'm thinking about joining. I could do that. So it just makes it really, really simple. That is it. I told you it would be short and sweet. That is exactly what I do with the samples. I do them quite often, but what I do is I make sure that all of those 16 people have done their review before I do another one, because again, I want them to not feel like it's something that happens too often. So if you did it every day, it's not special anymore. And on the post, I'd list it 1 to 16. So if someone asks me after that 16th, I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry, you actually missed it. But you know what? Keep your eye out for the next one. So just keep it special. Make sure you're asking them to join. You can even slip in a join leaflet in your little packet. I do my labels via Royal Mail, and it cost 96p. That is all it costs, because you're keeping it really thin. You can send it large letter. So it doesn't cost a lot. You're getting it back with the orders that you get. And if you're getting to get a recruit from it as well, then even better. That is me, over and out.
I love it. It proves how long it was since I lived in England when a first class stamp was 25p. So that's how long I've been out of the country. Love it, guys. Absolutely easy method to grow your business.
Sorry, Danny's asking about the Royal Mail label. It's just click and collect. It's dead easy. All I'd suggest you get is this Royal Mail ruler, because it has like a gap in it. I've lost mine. And if you can fit it through that gap, then it can go large letter. If it can't fit through that gap, then it goes small parcel. But it's super easy.
So do you mind sharing your post in the Emeralds?
Will do.
Obviously, if you're going to use Lisa's post, please change it up so we don't get spams. But give it a go. What equipment do you need? You need one bar and...
Literally need a bar of wax, some pouches or envelopes, and a tea bag.
Wow. Easy.
Easy. And you know what's really fun? Doing it with your team. So me and Sarah have got a Zoom on Friday with our team, and we're all going to make some packs together.
Awesome. Love it, Lisa. I'm going to, like I did with Danny, and I'm going to do with Lisa now. I didn't do it with Tash because she wasn't speaking to me this time last year, so I'm only giving it people who I spoke to. Sorry. Tash was just too ahead of the game today. I couldn't give it. So this time last year, Lisa would have a frequent conversation with me about her active frontline, because she struggled with getting active frontline. So in 1 year, she's gone from 7 active frontline to 28 in January. Last January, Lisa did not hit director numbers. She hit 8,000 TWV, which probably sounds pretty awesome to a lot of you, and it is pretty awesome. 1 year later, Lisa's GWV, her group volume, was 60,000, which is around £80,000. Her TWV, which is a team, she has directors offer, Sarah being one of them, was 27,000, and her active frontline was 28. So that is progression, guys. Once again, same as Tash, same as Danny, worked hard, is consistent with the business, didn't do anything special, coachable, just consistent. It depends how much you want to. This might just be an exciting hobby for you guys, which is fine. But if you want to take your business to the next level, you just got to work hard and be consistent with your business. You know, I don't mean work 24 hours a day. Work smart. You've got to commit to a few hours a day and do the right things. So thank you very much, Lisa. By the way, guys, I'm always going to give you this thought because this business is so simple. I'm always going to repeat myself. So next up, we got the crazy Texan. Where is she? On the iPhone.
Okay. I'm right here. Can you all hear me?
Are you feeling good today, Amy?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. I went to the chiropractor, got a massage, was able to stay at home with my daughter. She's on a 2-week winter break, and we're doing a little bit half a fun activity day camp for her, and the other half she gets to stay home with mommy and daddy, which is much better than my childhood because I always had to go to daycare every single day that I didn't have school. So she's, you know, it's really awesome that I can provide a nice lifestyle for my daughter.
Daycare is a tough one because parents actually, they miss out on seeing their kids and they actually have to pay for it. And it's kind of a bit of a rut really, because you're paying out to not see your kids, where really you want to not pay out and see your kids. So, you know, I've heard lots of people in this business say that one of the main reasons they love this business so much is that they didn't have to pay for the daycare. Just some simple whys, that's all you need. So, Amy is Texan, as many of you probably know, living in France. And many of you might not know this, but actually living in a country where I've quite a bit in common, actually. Our businesses are very similar, and our situations, obviously, you know, I live in a country where I don't speak the language too. Well, I actually do, but minimal. So Amy's going to share her story for you. And if Amy can do it, you can definitely do it. I remember meeting this girl at, I think she was a lead consultant, and she did a bit of a confidence boost. But I remember seeing her in a candle store. We were hanging around for each other for about 3 days. Obviously, her husband and my wife were there, and my child, and her child. It wasn't just me and Amy hanging around for a few days. And we were in a candle shop. And then suddenly Amy went and just into French, and Alexandra speaks French, so she knew exactly what Amy was saying. Went and just spreaded some Scentsy love. And I was like, you know what? If that girl's not a director, she's wasting her talents. Now she's a star director, close to superstar director. So please share your story, Amy.
Yes, that's good. So I just wanted to be able to relate to y'all a little bit more today. I have lived all over the US growing up, and I've lived all over Europe. So not just Texas and France, I've lived all over. My dad went back to school at the age of 30. Before, he was a high school teacher. And at the age of 30, he said, he told my mom and me, I'm going back to school. And not only did he decide to go back and get a master's, he decided to go back and also get a PhD. So from age 30 to 40, we were living on welfare. I mean, it was a tough childhood, one that I'm just like, oh my gosh, like when I get married, I surely that can't be how it should be, to be so poor and can't do anything because society tells you that you need to, go to university, go to school and get into debt. So I don't want to be able to relate to y'all today and kind of dig deep and be able to relate with y'all. But my dad we were in a lot of student loan debt up until I think my dad was 50. So can you imagine? It was a lot. His job was very specific. So we couldn't just move anywhere. He couldn't just like go to university and then we could move back to Texas. Like he couldn't get a job like that. He only could work at certain universities. So I just want to share with y'all, the divorce rate in the US is between 40 and 50%, and the average American has $90,460 in debt. Okay, so a lot of y'all, I know are struggling, and just know that I come from the same background. I'm not any different from y'all. Okay, but there is a way that you can overcome it, and you don't have to go back to school. You can literally pick up your starter kit and work Scentsy. Okay. So growing up, my parents fought a lot because we did not have any money and we were away from home. So when I married my husband back in 2015, I was feeling a lot how my mom felt. I'm over here in a different country. I don't speak the language. I do have that university diploma. I do have this international work experience, but none of that mattered because I'm in a different country. So I saw a lot of red flags in the beginning. And I even worked at one of the world's largest banks, but I was just also burnt out after 2 years. And I joined when Millie was 5 months old. I was really open to learning about Scentsy, especially after my sponsor added me in the Emerald group. And so it's good that we do these trainings. And remember, I was a newbie just like maybe some of y'all, or so please don't think we're any different than y'all, because seriously, like I remember being in the Emerald group and going on these calls and really being motivated by people who were brave and willing and kind to share their stories. This is why I wanted to give back and share my story. Yes, so the biggest obstacle was learning the language here in France, because we can only sell in our region, right? So if I wanted to be able to get my sales, I had to learn French. And then how you're getting sales, well, you're usually having to drive to parties, drive to sip and sniffs, deliver orders. So yeah, I had to learn how to drive over here too. Okay. So all these big obstacles I had to overcome, which most people would say, okay, I'm never going to be able to do this because I can't. And excuses. You can make it happen. You can do anything you want if you put your mind to it. Okay. So anyway, so I taught myself French, a lot of Google Translate, a lot of, listening to my husband talk to Millie in French, and I was able to pick up the language really fast. It's a simple business, right? People smell a wax bar. It smells awesome. They want it. Boom. That's it. Catalog's all in French, right? No, it's really simple. I focused on recruiting in the US. So right now it's 9:38 p.m. at night here in France. And in Texas, it's 2:38. In the afternoon. Okay. So I was staying up late when so many people would go to bed or just, be in the recliner watching Netflix. I was working. I was like, I want to do something with myself. I don't want to be stressed, and have no money like my parents. Okay. So, anyway, and I also want to share that in the beginning, my husband didn't quite understand Scentsy and how I could make money from being on Facebook and blah, blah, blah. He did help me translate for different parties that I was doing, but he didn't understand, the recruiting or how, I could make money. But I stayed in constant contact with Scott and Alexandra, and being coachable. That's so important, to be coachable. Take people's advice from your upline and run with it. So my drive was to work on my marriage. Okay. Be a good mom, be independent. And I just knew that I needed to be laser focused, as this is a super simple business, right? You need to figure out how you get sales. French love parties, right? They love a social event. They love to drink and look at pretty things. Scentsy was perfect. Okay. So I knew I needed to have this many parties a month to have at least have my 500 to get my leadership bonus, which is really not that much. It's one or two little parties, and one or two little parties, it's only, each party is 2 hours long. So you're only spending 4 hours out of a whole month getting your 500 PRV. It's not much, guys. It's really not. You just need to organize your time. And then the rest is recruiting. And we've already taught you all a very simple method that works, and that's recruiting on the buy sell pages. And then Danni gave a great example on how to recruit on the host kits. And Lisa just shared about how a sample could lead to a recruit. Okay. So the next thing I want to talk about that will really motivate you is getting on these incentive trips or anything. Okay. I think this one might not be with traveling, because the last few incentives have been canceled, but it always consists of lots of free things, whether it's Scentsy products, whether it's cash bonuses, whether it's free luggage, whether it's gift cards. Really get on these incentives, because they're going to change your life. Because growing up, let me tell you, we went on our family vacation revolved around where was the next meat conference. We're talking beef and pork, wherever that conference was. So my family vacations consisted of going to universities in like Ohio, Kentucky, Missouri, places. Our European viewers, you'll probably don't even know where those places are, right? We had one awesome family vacation where we got to go to Disney World, and that was it. Okay. So I did not want that. I wanted to go on nice vacations to places people will actually want to go to, right? Like Florida and Italy, right? So anyway, get on those incentives, guys. And the next one starts March the 1st. So I've traveled more with Scentsy than I ever have in my 33 years. And I traveled to a lot of places. Remember, I've been living in Europe since 2012. Okay. But I have traveled the most with Scentsy, and I have traveled in style, in class with Scentsy. You know, I'm not staying at a Holiday Inn or an Ibis. You know, we're staying at 5-star resorts, okay? So anyway, use your story to relate to people. It's so powerful, okay? People like people that they can relate to, okay? So you can really relate to people and talk about, this is how I relate a lot to my customers because it makes me feel like they can trust me. So I talk a lot to my customers who have also turned into my recruits. I talk about, are your parents divorced? Or, does your husband play video games? Kids, you want to be more than just a stay-at-home mom, that kind of thing. So the customers and team members that I'm closest to the most, those are the kind of, bonds we can share with people, and just something that you don't have at your regular 9-to-5 job. So anyway, just remember that you've got simple systems here with Scentsy that are going to help you achieve your goals, okay? Money is huge, help is huge. So after I became director, our life was less stressful. I didn't have to teach English anymore at the middle school and high school. I didn't have to do the little jobs like teaching English to the unemployed in France. Like, that was a terrible job. Just stuff like that. So when you've got good income from Scentsy, it does help, and it's this little one should be in bed. Anyways, losing my train of thought, but it does. I think that if my parents wouldn't have been in so much debt, maybe there would have been less fighting. They would have still been together today. And help is huge. So what you can do with money is have help, right? You have somebody to help you with your kids if you need it. You have somebody to help you clean the house, huh? You have somebody that's going to help you cook or just make life a little bit more enjoyable. But Scentsy is more than just a hobby, okay? It's more than just wax and warmers. This is a lifestyle, right? We've got a great community here, our great global community here with our Emeralds family. We have a great community within our own teams. My team is the International Superstars, and within my team, I have 2 directors, so Ariel and Michelle, and they have their own communities, and we're one big Scentsy family, right? We're always supporting each other, just like in these calls right now. There's no hidden secrets. We all help each other so much and support each other. And travel. I mean, isn't that what we all want to do? We work really hard throughout the year so we can go on a nice vacation in the summer. But with Scentsy, we go on at least 2 good vacations a year. Before COVID, we were going on 2 very nice vacations a year. Plus the money that we were making, we could go on even more vacations and just have a really good paycheck, okay? With Scentsy, you don't have to negotiate your pay. In fact, you write your own paycheck this month. So today, we actually got paid a day early, which is pretty cool. And if we're not happy with that paycheck, we should really open our catalog, go on the compensation plan, or go on YouTube and find a video about the compensation plan and really figure out how we can, are those your notes? Yay. She can write her numbers. But, and we help each other. And, when you're working at a 9-to-5 job, you're competing with your coworkers sitting around you, right? So when I was working at the bank, we had to compete who was the most necessary to have that job, and if you weren't necessary anymore, you were laid off. You were removed. They didn't need you anymore. And You like that one, that Scentsy?
Yeah, I'm gonna smell it.
You're gonna smell it. But you never have to worry about being laid off or replaced with Scentsy. And that's so good, because I remember coming into the office at the bank, and my coworker wasn't there, and some of the others, it smells good. And we were wondering, like, what happened? Oh, so-and-so, she walked into the office and she got laid off. And we were just like, oh my goodness, who's going to be next? So it was a really hard feeling. But anyway, Scentsy in 2020, we sold about $1 billion in 2020. So, yes. So if you're unhappy right now in your life, it could be anything. It could be personal, it could be professional, it could be whatever. Pick up your starter kit. Let's go recruit, share your story. Nothing can hold you back. Okay. Nothing can hold you back. I mean, seriously, like what I've shared with y'all today, surely your lives are not as difficult as like what I overcame with in my life. I guarantee you, where you live right now, I'm sure you can speak the language. Over here, I can't sell to my family. I can't sell to my friends that I've known all of my life. But I have support, and through the things that I told you that you can relate yourself to with other people, I literally built Scentsy from the ground up. Yeah, it was a lot of hard work, but it's something that I'm like super proud of, and I'm going to show up every day and keep going and keep helping y'all. I'm just going to finish that by saying at the age of 30, remember at the age of 30, my dad decided to go back. He was a high school teacher. My dad decided to go back to school. For me, at the age of 30, Mika and I owned 2 homes, 2 cars, and we are classified as rich in France. This isn't to brag. It's to say you can achieve anything in life. Don't be a product of your environment. My notes, somebody took my notes. But anyway, what I'm going to say, what I guess I can finish off with is we do Scentsy for our family, not in spite of our family, okay? I don't do Scentsy, because I need to go do this, I don't have time. We do it because we can provide for our family. And I hope I didn't go over too much, but thank you.
Thank you for sharing your story, Amy. Something which, like, I've been doing this business for 10 years and coming up in April. And if I'm honest with you, for those who know me really well, you probably say he sells fragrance and candles. You know, my mates always laugh at me back home. But I can honestly say that I was sold by the opportunity. It's such a great opportunity, what Amy says. It's a really easy business plan. And we sell always, and I like to finish on this one, we always remember, you're sharing the best fragrance products in the world. Yeah, it's like for 99 euros, 84 pounds, $99, you've been given your own, dare I say it, like Yankee candle shop, but Scentsy shop. You've been given your own. You know what I mean, guys. You know what I mean. Tasha Day's shaking her head at me. You've been given your own license to sell. We are far better than Yankee Candle. You've been given your license to sell world quality fragrance products for a minimal fee. Yep. Many people, there's paychecks in this business where people are earning 100,000 a month, and there's paychecks where people are earning 100 a month or 0 a month. And I know all those people who are earning those both sides of the paychecks. And both sides of the paychecks are just normal people doing great things. Such a simple business model. Stay coachable, stay motivated, and take on board everything and be committed. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme. If it was get-rich-quick, you kind of get poor faster. You got to go for the long term. It's like you got to think long term. And that is a problem in this business. You can either think long term and not work, oh, it's going to happen eventually. That ain't going to happen either. You got to work hard and think long term. And in life, people want things now, especially these days. We can order a takeaway and it can be with us in 20 minutes. We can choose whatever movie we want. When I was a kid, we only had 4 channels. So everybody wants things instantly. And that's why people don't succeed in this business, because they want to buy their starter kit for breakfast, and by lunchtime, they want to be retiring their husbands and, you know, sat on a beach. It doesn't actually work like that. But if you take on board everything everybody says and take daily action, you can see your business go to levels over a period of time that you'll never see before. Yep. And I'm just telling you that from experience. I've seen it myself. I've been pushing that snowball up the hill with Alexandra. The snowball's fallen on us plenty of times, but we've never given up. And I've also seen the snowball when it gets to the top of the hill and goes the other side and momentum hits. And it is beautiful. So stick with your business and you can achieve absolutely anything. Thank you for Tasha, Danny, Lisa, and Amy. We will be back the second Tuesday of March. Also, this week, we have our Region 3 Australia, New Zealand call, and everybody's welcome there. Let me give you the times in Europe. It's 11 a.m. my time, so mainland Europe. I live in Spain. So that is 10 a.m. UK time, 10 a.m. Ireland time, 11 a.m. Netherlands time. You Texans, I know you are warriors, but you'll probably be fast asleep. And I'm not even going to try and figure out what time it is there, but it'll probably be around about 2 a.m. So come and join us. And thank you very much for tuning in. And the recording will be up in 24 hours. And make sure you're tagging your team members. Hasta luego, amigos. Thank you very much.